Back in 1993, Creed was formed by guitarist Mark Tremonti, bassist Brian Marshall, drummer Scott Phillips, and you all know the singer Scott Stapp. Anyway, they had some trouble getting signed. This is probably towards 95, 96. A lot of the labels were telling them that if they had started a few years earlier, they would have been on that grunge train, but unfortunately, they missed out. Well, this little outfit called Wind Up Records ends up signing him, and the rest is history. They're one of the biggest bands in the 90s and 2000s. They become the poster child for the post-grunge genre. They ended up selling about 28 million albums in the US, over 53 million worldwide, despite only releasing 3 albums before they disbanded in 2004. Scott Stapp developed an addiction problem, and that's what led to the demise of the band. Now, the whole band stayed together and formed Alter Bridge with singer Miles Kennedy, while Scott Stapp tried to do a solo thing, which kind of failed. Anyway, you fast forward to today, and Creed, they're a punchline. A punchline of every joke that does not involve Nickelback. Anyway, everyone sees them as a band worthy to be crapped on, and rightly forgotten. Now, there's many excuses to why this is, It all boils down to Scott Stapp and Christianity. Let me explain. Scott Stapp was raised in a Christian household by a preacher. So like many lyricists worth their salt, they take inspiration from what they know. Stapp was often introspective in his lyrics, drawing on darker biblical passages. He wrote about his own shortcomings and his doubts in God. Take the lyrics of the band's first major hit, My Own Prison. The song is about Stapp's doubt in his faith. More than likely aided by his growing dependency on alcohol, he creatively uses the theme of Judgment Day to express his fear of the doubts he's feeling. Most of you have heard those lyrics a million times, but I'm going to read through them just so you can see what I'm talking about. A court is in session, a verdict is in, no appeal on the docket today, just my own sin. The walls are cold and pale, and the cage made of steel, screams fill the room, alone I drop and kneel. Silence now, the sound, my breath, the only motion around. Demons cluttering around, my face showing no emotion. Shackled by my sentence, expecting no return. Here there is no penance, my skin begins to burn. I cry out to God, seeking only his decision. Gabriel stands and confirms I've created my own prison. Now, the lyrics are really good. And despite Scott Stapp's outward douchiness, he actually does write lyrics well and is very creative with it. What people generally fault him on is that he doesn't kick Christianity in the nuts. All right? He's not doing what Ghost does or Tool, all the way back to Venom. None of that is new in rock music. There's no shock in the shock anymore. I mean, like we're supposed to be spooked out and freaked out by Ghost? No, they're not doing anything Tool didn't do before them, or Manson, or Slayer. I don't know. To me, at least, he was a little bit different. Unfortunately, a lot of times this gets confused with Christianity, and Creed ends up being labeled a Christian band. All right, My Own Prison is not a Christian song. All right, it has those elements in it, but you're not going to hear it Sunday morning in service. It's not going to happen. For whatever reason, Stapp gets put into the same category as Kirk Cameron. Oh, or the Joel Osteen group. He never was that. I mean, it appears that his father's preaching technique was pretty damn far from Dr. Feelgood Joel Osteen fake-ass Christianity. What really gets Stapp in this vein of hatred is that Everyone just automatically assumed he was this big Christian guy because of the videos and some of the suggestive lyrics, and that he fell from grace. Started with alcohol, then went into drugs, and really wrecked the band and wrecked himself quite a bit. No one bothers to read into the fact that he was in a major car accident. Upon his recovery, he got addicted to painkillers, like so many people do. Yet, everyone wants to make fun of an addict, and that's what they do. Because he's a Christian, right? He's not supposed to be an addict. We're supposed to be like infallible or something. Or what it is it's like those Kirk Cameron types who like to point their fingers at everybody else, tell everybody else they're going to hell, while, elevating themselves above the crowd. I don't know so much that Scott Stapp ever did that. He had problems in his personal life. And there were other songs in which he wrote about it. There's a song called Weathered. Here's part of the lyrics right here just to illustrate what I'm talking about. I try to hold on, but I'm callous to the bone. Maybe that's why I feel so alone. I'm rusted and weathered, barely holding together. I'm covered with skin that peels and it just won't heal. Those lyrics were not written by some Christian contemporary artist, praise him, praise his name. No, this is written by somebody who had a lot of problems. All right. I love the introspection in his lyrics. And I'm sorry if you guys have never bothered to take a look into those lyrics. Try to figure out what they're about. And, I'm not going to kick Mark Tremonti in the nuts for being in Creed, yet he constantly has to apologize for it. Like, why should he have to apologize for having major success and being an outstanding songwriter? I feel that Creed should be judged on the merits of their songs, not, whatever douchiness Scott Stapp ever did, falling into drugs, falling into alcohol, falling from grace, falling from his faith. That I look at it musically. It's freaking music. Okay? I don't give a damn what they, it's like an athlete. I don't care what they do off the field. What are you doing on the field? How are you impressing me with your skills? And Creed is very impressive. Songwriting, lyrically, they got it all. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. I'll be back with some other crap sometime. Bye.